For loop. In this video, we are going to learn about for loop, its components, its usage, etc. It is very important topic in C programming language. You will get at least one question from this topic and it is also useful for interview purpose. So let us now continue with our session. The concepts in this session are: first one, what is for loop? Second one, what are the components of for loop? Third one, what is infinite for loop? Fourth one, what is infinite loop with no conditions? Fifth one, break statements in infinite loop. Sixth one, nested for loop. And the seventh one, multiple initialization inside for loop. So now we are going to analyze complete for loop in detail. First one, what is for loop? For loop is a statement which allows code to be repeatedly executed. For loop contains three parts: initialization, condition and increment or decrement, which is also known as updation. The syntax is for initialization, condition, updation and loop statements within the curly braces. For loop is an entry controlled loop. That is, the condition is checked before entering into the loop. So, if the condition is false, for the first time the statement inside while loop may not be executed at all. In order to exit from a for loop, either the condition should be false or a break statement should be encountered. For loop is suitable to use when we have to run a loop for a fixed number of times. For loop is an entry controlled loop. That is, the condition is checked before entering into the loop. So, if the condition is false, for the first time the statement inside while loop may not be executed at all. In order to exit from a for loop, either the condition should be false or a break statement should be encountered. For loop is suitable to use when we have to run a loop for a fixed number of times. Components of a for loop. For loop consists of three components. Those are initialization, condition, updation. The first component of for loop is initialization. In this part, the variable required for the for loop is initialized. It is executed only once at the first iteration. This part is optional and may be absent also. So for example, I equal to 0 condition, comma, increment or decrement is generalized syntax of a for loop. And next example is where initialization is absent, like we have empty space for initialization and the condition and then the increment or decrement. Here I equal to 0 is the initialization variable, while in the second example there is no initialization. Second component is condition. Here, condition for executing the loop is checked. The condition is checked after every increment or decrement statements. The condition is true, then loop is executed. Otherwise, it is terminated. If this part is left blank, it is considered true in C, causing the loop to run infinite times. So we can say that condition is mandatory in for loop. Example is, for I equal to 0, I less than 10 comma increment or decrement. In the second example, I equal to 0, I less than string length comma increment or decrement. In these examples, I less than are equal to 10 and I less than string length are the conditions. The third component is increment or decrement. This part increments or decrements the value of the variable that is being checked. This part is executed at the end of each iteration before executing the conditional part. It is also optional part of the for loop. Example, for I equal to 0, I less than are equal to 10, I plus plus is the increment. And for I equal to 10, I greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus is the decrement. In these examples, I plus plus and I minus minus are increment and decrement components respectively. Flowchart for loop. Start. Test condition. If test condition is true, statements will be printed. After statement increment or decrement operation takes place, if the test condition is false, it will come out of the loop. This is the process how execution of for loop takes place. The third type is infinite for loop. There may be a condition in a for loop which is always true. In such cases, the loop will run infinite times. For example, for I equal to 1, I greater than, comma, I plus plus. Printf, this is infinite loop. In the example, program execution checks the condition I greater than 0, which always holds true. It makes it run infinite time, printing the underlying statement. This is infinite loop. The fourth loop is infinite loop with no conditions. When the condition part is left blank, the C compiler will also treat it as true and the loop will run infinite times. For example, for I equal to 0 space I plus plus, empty space is no condition. Printf, this is infinite loop. For empty space, printf, this is infinite loop. So here we can see that there is no condition, so the loop will run infinite times. The fifth concept is break statement in infinite loop. We can use break statement to exit from an infinite loop. Example is for semicolon, semicolon, comma, this means that there is no initialization, no condition and no increment or decrement operators. Printf, this loop will run only once. Let us now understand a simple C program. To find sum of first and natural numbers using for loop, open Borland C compiler. After opening of the Borland C compiler, go to File menu. In File menu, we have new option selected. A blank window will be displayed where we need to write the program. Hash include stdio.h. Next, int main method. The program is a value return type. Opening of the curly braces int I comma n comma s equal to 0. Here I and n are variables of integer data type, whereas s is a variable of integer data type whose value is assigned as 0. Now printf within the double quotation enter value of n to find the sum up to n natural numbers, and can be any value depending upon the user's choices. Closing of the double quotation. Now scanf within the double quotations %d ampersand n. Using for loop, for I equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. I equal to 1 is the initialization. I less than or equal to n is the condition. I plus plus is the increment operation. Now within the for loop, we write the logic for addition to find the sum. S equal to s plus I. Closing of the for loop. Printf. Now we are printing the value of sum. Sum equal to %d, closing of the double quotation comma s. S value is assigned with %d format specifiers. Now return 0. Closing of the main method. Now we need to save the file. After saving the file, we need to compile and execute the program. Enter a value of n. So we are going to find sum up to 5 values. So let us analyze the values for I equal to 1. 1 less than or equal to 5. The condition is true, so the control will move on to the for loop body. S equal to s plus I. Initially we have s equal to 0. So we are adding 0 plus 1. Then s value is updated as 1. Now the control will move to the iteration or increment condition. Now I value is updated with 2. At I equal to 2, 2 less than or equal to 5. Then we have the loop body has s equal to s plus I. Now I value is updated with 2 and s equal to 1. At this point, we get s value is 3. Again, I value is incremented as 3, that is I plus plus. So at I equal to 3, the condition is checked. 3 less than or equal to 5. As this condition is true, the control will move into the loop body. So at this point, we have sum as 6. That is 3 plus 3, we get 6. Now I value is incremented with 4. 4 less than or equal to 5. The condition is true. The control will move to the loop body. So we get sum as 10. At this point, now I value equal to 5. 5 less than or equal to 5. Condition is true. So the control will move to the loop body. S equal to S plus 5. That is, at this point, we have S as 10 and I value as 5. So S equal to 15. Then after 5 for I value will be incremented as 6. Then the loop condition is false. So the control will move out of the for loop and then it will print sum equal to 15. This is how using for loop to find sum of n natural numbers in C programming language. Various examples of infinite for loop. First example for I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 10. Printf hello world. The description is here. The updation part of the counter variable is missing. Hence, the value of I will remain 1 forever and the loop runs infinite times printing hello world. The second example for I equal to 0, without any conditional statements, there is a condition updation I plus plus. Here the condition part of the loop is missing, due to which the loop is forced to run repeatedly infinite times printing hello world, as there isn't any condition to terminate the loop. The third example is, for I equal to 1, there is no condition and there is no updation. Here, the condition as well as updation part is missing from the loop. Hence, it will also iterate infinite times printing hello world. In the last example, we can see that there is no initialization, no condition and no updation. Hence, it will also run infinite times printing hello world. The sixth concept is nested for loop, as we have discussed earlier about nested if-else. Now we are going to discuss about nested for loops. Nesting of loops is also possible. For example, main, for int I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 10 comma I plus plus. Here is the for loop condition, and inside that we are having another for loop condition with variable j, and then we are going to print both variables I and j. So this shows that we can nest for loop also. In the above example, we have nested a for loop inside another for loop. This is called nesting of loops. This type of nesting is often used for handling multi-dimensional arrays. The seventh concept is multiple initialization inside for loop. Have a look at below for loop. Example for I equal to 1 comma j equal to 1 semicolon j less than 10 and operator j less than 10 semicolon I plus plus comma j plus plus. Here the initialization and updation is given. What is the difference between above for loop and a simple for loop? The answer is simple. It is initializing two variables I and j. Note point is both are separated by comma. It has two test conditions joined together using AND logical operator. The note point is, as in a previous slide, we analyzed that multiple initialization is possible in a for loop, but when it comes to the test condition, using a comma we can't use multiple test conditions. For this reason, you must use a logical operators to join the conditions. In previous example, we have used an operator. It has two variables a in increment part and the variables are to be separated by comma. Thanks for watching. Please share and refer your friends.